A rumor started spreading on Twitter that the Avengers Doomsday trailer would be released. At first, I didn't take it seriously because I thought it was just another fake rumor. But as soon as I come back from the gym, I saw that the trailer had actually been released. And finally, the Avengers Doomsday trailer is here. So let's start the breakdown. The trailer begins with X Mansion nameplate, which has been completely destroyed. We then see Patrick Stewart as Professor X, who says something is coming. He's most likely talking about Doctor Doom. In the next scene, a planet explodes in front of Professor X, so I think that's according to the rumors, this could be Tobey Maguire's universe. It seems like the X-Men saved their own universe by destroying Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man universe. And I think according to the rumors, Wolverine is also dead. After that, Professor X says something we may not be able to deter, which means they are facing a threat that they may not be able to stop this time in any way. Then we get our first look at Doctor Doom face, while Professor X says, before this day is done, we shall be faced with unthinkable decision. This could mean that the X-Men will have to make terrible choice, possibly choosing between saving their universe or another, kill or be killed. From what the trailer shows, it looks like the X-Men are in a very difficult situation, and they only have enough strength to fight for their own survival. The next scene shows the new Avenger Tower, where it looks like Thor has gathered everyone together to prepare for the arrival of Doctor Doom. Thor then says, I have fought with many warriors in my time, and we see both the new Avengers, Thor traveling with Fantastic Four, and other superheroes like Ant-Man and Falcon. Based on everything shown in the trailer, I think the story begins right after the Thunderbolts post-credit scene. One reason for this is that David Harbour's Red Guardian is wearing the same outfit he wore in that post-credit scene, which suggests this event takes place immediately after the Thunderbolt post-credit sequence. In the next scene, if you look closely at the background, especially the blue screen behind Reed Richards, it seems like he's explaining the concept of incursion to Earth's superheroes. Right after that, Thor begins explaining the huge gap in power between Earth's superheroes and Doctor Doom. As he continues, Thor says they were far stronger than all of us put together, and they died. That line alone tells us that even warriors who were more powerful than the Thor and Avengers combined couldn't survive what they were up against. In the next scene, we see Shuri followed by Namor with a brand new look. It seems like Shuri is trying to ask Namor for help against Doctor Doom, but in the very next shot, both of their armies are standing in attack formation, ready to fight each other. This suggests that despite growing threat, the relationship between Wakanda and Talokan is still far from stable. Thor then continues by saying they died facing enemies and threat that scared me far less than this one. Of course, this one means he's talking about Doctor Doom. The next scene shows Thor and Doctor Doom standing face to face. I also think this fight is taking place in the X-Men universe because the location and the environment look heavily damaged and have that rough war tone feel we have associated with X-Men world in the beginning of trailer. If this theory is correct, then the Fantastic Four were also there. They were meeting with the X-Men, so Thor, after losing to Doctor Doom, Thor and Fantastic Four most likely escaped from that universe and made their way back to the MCU, where Thor is now warning Earth heroes about just how powerful Doom really is. My guess is that this moment takes place after Thor has already been fought Doom. He seems to be explaining to Earth superheroes just how terrifying Doctor Doom powers really is, because after facing him himself, Thor now understands exactly what they are up against. And in the next very sequence, we see a massive explosion inside the X-Mansion, and that's when we finally get our first full look at Cyclops. In the following scene, Shang-Chi and Gambit are shown fighting each other, which makes me think that Avengers have already arrived in X-Mansion or X-Men universe to save their own universe. Right after that, Loki makes his entrance, where Thor says everything that they have sacrificed will be for nothing. I think he's referring to Tony, Natasha and Steve. At the same time, we can see a TVA card in Loki's hand, making it seems like he's currently in Captain America's timeline, or maybe, just maybe, he's at Captain America's house to recruit him so they can defeat Doctor Doom together. After that, trailer takes us to Wakanda, where Thor continues by saying if we do not stand together. Meanwhile, some of the new Avengers and member of Fantastic Four are discussing the incursion with Shuri, and it's appear they are ready to work together, just as Thor says. However, in the background we can spot something very strange. According to my theory, the effect of incursion on Earth may have already begun after the Fantastic Four arrival. In the next scene, we see Yelena alongside Reed Richards and Herbie from the Fantastic Four, who seems to be inside the X-Mansion with the rest of the Avenger. Then we get our very first full look at Mystique, and she looks incredibly comic accurate. We also see Yelena and Mystique fighting each other, likely because both are trying to save their own universe, and Thor as usual continues to say, put aside your petty squabble. I think Thor is talking about clash between New Avengers and Falcon, which started in Thunderbolt. In the next scene, Magneto and Charles Xavier looks emotional as Thor finishes his speech by saying, and presume nothing except this, if you return as brothers and sister. After that, we get a montage of scene where the hero seems to be saying goodbye to one another. In the middle of it, we see Johnny Storm hugging Sue Storm. The atmosphere makes it feel like this is the movie's climax, where everything has fallen apart and the heroes have lost. Spoiler warning, but that's the impression the trailer gives. In the very next scene, Thor says, "Mark my word." At that exact moment, we see Thor at his peak of his power, launching an attack at Doom. But Doom effortlessly stops it with just 2 fingers, as Thor finishes by saying, "We need a miracle." And our Captain America finally returns. Seeing him, Thor can hardly believe in his eyes, but Captain immediately proves he is still worthy, showing everyone exactly why he is Captain America, and he is alive. And that's where the trailer comes to an end. After watching it, I honestly feel like it matches many of the leaked rumors we have been hearing on Twitter, but we will have to wait and see how much of it actually turned out to be true. So let me know what you thought of this trailer in the comment section. Until then, keep smiling, keep laughing, and keep watching Impact.